before we get started, I saw this thing about TED Talks. It said that I have 7 seconds before you decide whether you like me or not and to use my hand. So, 3, 2, 1, let's start the story. When I was a kid, there were 3 kids that always hung out together, always did stuff together. Tommy, Bobby, and let's call him Davey. They built stuff. They did stuff. They built tree forts, not tree houses, tree forts. These were fortified installations against an onslaught of girls with cooties, you know? And they built go-karts that would go about half a block before the wheels fell off because they really only had access to like nails and glue to hold stuff together. They played Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter. They were sure that Mr. Wisniewski on the corner was a former Nazi spy. Actually, Mr. Wisniewski on the corner was a former Polish partisan who strangled Nazis with his bare hands. But that's a story for a different day. The 3 Musketeers, Tommy was the financier of the group. He always had money from his mom, from his dad, from his mom's boyfriend, from his dad's girlfriend, from any number of 12 different grandparents. So whatever mischief they got into, Tommy financed it. Bobby was the chief engineer of the group. He loved to design things. He had a dad who had a garage full of tools and rakes and implements of construction, and he always liked to come up with a new project. Davey was the asshole of the group. If they came up with something to do, Davey found a way of getting them in trouble for doing it. Let me give you an example. Bobby once said, "Hey, it's the 4th of July, let's make a sparkler bomb. We'll scrape all the stuff off the sparklers into a trash can and light it." So Tommy went out and bought 200 boxes of sparklers. And then Davey said, "Hey, maybe we ought to use a little gasoline to get that started." Okay. So they decided they wanted to build a canoe with wheels. A boat with wheels. I don't remember if it was a boat that also had wheels or whether it was a cart in the shape of a boat. It was 40 years ago. Give me a break. But they were having problems. Well, they wanted to put a figurehead on it because they had just seen the 7th Voyage of Sinbad, where the figurehead on the boat comes to life and fights Sinbad. And they had this doll that they had kidnapped from Bobby's sister for ransom. Davey's idea, obviously. And his sister was like, "I have 3 others, I don't care." So they had this doll, and they were little kids, little boys, and they were nervous about having this doll. So they wanted to do something cool with it. So they thought they'd nail it on the front of the boat. They were having problems, though, making the wood bend the way the front of the boat goes. And Bobby said, "We need a special kind of wood that's going to bend in and stay." And Tommy said, "Well, what kind of wood's that?" And he goes, "I don't know, it's a special, it would have to be a special kind of thing that would come together so that it would, we could mount the figurehead on it." And Tommy said, "Well, tell me what it's called and I'll go buy it." And Davey said, "It's called morning wood." Now, to be fair, Bobby let him go on this one. Tommy heads off to get some morning wood. Now, at this point, I have to explain to anybody what morning wood is. Google it. So, Tommy's mom takes him to the hardware store. Lets him go in by himself and go shopping. At this point, the story is recreated from eyewitness testimony because it became legend. Tommy walks in, and in his best big boy voice says to the old man behind the counter, "I would like some morning wood, please." And the guy almost swallows his chewing tobacco and says, "You want what?" He goes, Morning wood, you know, the kind that's usually flexible, but then it gets stiff? I go, I don't know if we have any in stock. Let me check with the guys in the back. And proceeds to bring up all the guys from the lumber yard to ask Tommy once what kind of wood he wants. One of the guys said, well, what are you going to do with it? And he said, well, we're making a boat, and we want to put a naked lady on the front, and we need some morning wood so we can nail her on it. About that time, the bookkeeper came out of the back room. The bookkeeper never came out of the back room. She grabs Tommy, and she's like, what are you doing, young man? Where's your mother? And takes him outside. And it becomes the scandal of the century. He's grounded. He's never allowed to play with Bobby and Davy ever again. And to make things worse, wherever he went for years and years after that, people would walk up to him and go, hey, kid, you got your morning wood? He became the morning wood kid. Fast forward 6 or 7 years. High school graduation. 500 or 600 people have just graduated on the football field. All the seniors file into the high school to turn in their caps and gowns. Davey turns in his early and is walking home across the football field, and out of nowhere appears Donna McKechnie. Face and figure of Ginger, personality of Mary Ann. Had it all. She was gorgeous and so nice even the mean girls left her alone. Donna had lost her cap, and would Davy help her find it? Of course, Davy would. Where'd you leave it last? I left it in one of the porta potties. Well, at this point, all the porta potties have been loaded on the back of the truck. So Davy climbs up on the back of the truck and he's looking through all these porta potties trying to find Donna's cap. And he finds it in the one way toward the front. And he opens the door open because they're all jammed in there. He gets around the door and crawls inside. And there are two things I've left out of the story. First thing is, one of the reasons Tommy had so much money was his father had a very successful porta potty business. And two, Donna McKechnie was pre-engaged to Tom. Davy climbs inside the porta potty. Tommy appears out of nowhere and slaps a lock on it. And the last thing he said to me, looked to Davy, was, hey, remember that thing you did to me? That was pretty shitty. Thanks.